This is a creative outlet, so I'm gonna invoke my own law and stand by the amendment number 69. The right to suck dick. The right to do whatever the fuck I want on this channel and make videos that I'm proud of. Kind of inspired by Mudahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamers, and Charlie, aka Penguin Zero, aka Moist Critical. I'm just gonna use this channel for everything I make. Kind of. I still have some plans for future channels, such as one about language learning, which I'm not going to mix with me playing shitty asset flip hentai games for obvious reasons. But what this actually means is that I'm going to start uploading more commentary style videos, like this one. And no, I'm not abandoning the higher quality videos and reviews, but in between those, there's going to be some other on and off topic stuff. Also, I'm not expecting to become the next Moist Critical with this. This is just something that I want to do. Honestly, kind of inspired by Dumpy. If you know him, he's kind of cool. Let's not beat around the bush here. I wanted to take this video as an opportunity to talk about probably the most prevalent YouTube advice besides be consistent and just make videos. I'm of course talking about staying true to your niche and appeasing the algorithm, and there's a myriad of ways you can spin this same idea. I'm not saying it's bad advice on its own necessarily, but what it isn't is applicable to everyone. Niching down means finding what works and consistently repeating that, and that over the long term can guarantee views, subscribers, and all the metrics you want. But if that's what you want, then you're treating YouTube as a job. My dream is for my channel to be my creative outlet, and given enough success, maybe my job at some point in some distant future. Insert Warhammer 40k joke. This is super different because what has essentially happened is me sitting there at 2 AM, opening Firefox, typing in studio.youtube.com, looking at the graphs and feeling like some kind of shareholder that just has seen all his stock plummet to the ground. I will mention that the entire internet is kind of divided on the whole one channel versus multiple channels debacle. I've considered doing this on a Clips channel I have, but sincerely I think I'll let that channel be the Clips channel and this be the actual content channel, if you get what I mean. Let me know in the comments what you think about watching someone like Charlie, aka Penguin Z0, that has everything in one place, versus someone like Pyrocynical that has their commentary channel as a separate one. The big argument is that you wouldn't subscribe to someone if you only like one format of theirs, but let's be honest, subscribers are kind of a vanity metric. Around 95% of all YouTube views for 99% of YouTube videos come from the homepage recommendations. Most people either subscribe and then never look at their feed like me, or don't subscribe and just watch whenever something by that person is recommended that appeals to them. And that's totally fine by me. Listen, you don't gotta religiously watch the BBC just because you love Top Gear. The real Top Gear doesn't air anymore, but you get what I mean. I have enough faith and trust in the YouTube algorithm that if I make a good video, it will find an audience. But honestly, no metric in the world could satisfy me creatively. I know money is money, and to a certain degree, money makes you happy. That degree being if you have no money, you're bound to be very unhappy. But what I want to say is that I don't think just chasing consistent views and growth is for me. I want to make content, and I want to make good content, but not at the expense of my creative freedom, mental health, or happiness. I'm saying this because I used to be excited about getting 50 views a video. Then I made that Elder Scrolls Arena video, and that hit 100 views in a day, and I was so happy I posted about it on Instagram. Then that video grew on to hitting 26,000 views, and now I look at my videos that have around 100, and I think those view counts are pathetic. I know this is unhealthy thinking. To a certain degree, saying that X amount of views is pathetic is hypocritical and arrogant of me. Because put into perspective, that's still 3 whole school classes full of people that decided to sit down and watch my video, at least partway through. I don't mind this video getting 100 views and nothing more. Or maybe 50 views, maybe 20, whatever the fuck. I'm not saying that to comfort myself. I'm saying that because I'm making this video on the basis that this is a video that I want to make. This is a subject that I want to talk about, and making it will make me feel achieved to a certain degree. If you want some kind of life advice to take away from this, then here's some. Instead of worrying about failing, understand what failure even is to you. Is failure a YouTube channel that gets no views and makes no money? Or is it a channel that rakes in views but is based on videos you don't enjoy making? Is failure ending up with a 9 to 5, or is failure not being able to provide for your future family? I don't have the answer to any of these questions for anyone but myself, like the one I've referenced before, which is that I've come to the conclusion that failure for me means using my creative energy to chase some kind of algorithm, metric, subscriber count, engagement rate, yada yada yada, instead of making content that I actually enjoy making. Ignoring advice here means I'll not let my knowledge of the YouTube sphere influence my creative output, and if the resulting metrics are good or bad, it's secondary. I'll just deal with the consequences. So what does this mean for the future of the channel? As I've mentioned before, I'm not going to quit making high quality content, but I'm also not going to let the standard of quality get in the way of making other types of videos. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's really bothered by inconsistent view counts on my channel is me. And that needn't be, because I'm just bottlenecking myself for no reason. I wanted to mention that I've watched a lot of content about YouTube and editing and so on and so forth, and there seems to be one common thread, one common piece of advice being preached again and again and again. Now, this isn't even so much a piece of advice as it is a question, food for thought. How much of your creativity are you willing to abandon for more views? And I've posed that question to myself, and I've found my answer to be none. Not even a little bit. At least not right now. Not while I'm still pursuing a bachelor's degree and don't monetarily rely on YouTube or Twitch or Patreon or whatever. Patreon.com/FlyMandi, by the way, if you want to show support. So yeah, expect some thoughts and rants in the future. I promise I won't content farm and turn into a reaction YouTuber. The fact this is Overwatch gameplay has absolutely nothing to do with XQC, all semblance and or representation of real life personalities, or a coincidence. Or whatever the fucking movie disclaimer is. That's it for me. Mandi over and out.